Well, a Republican House caucus is working on legislation to balance the federal budget over the next decade. One America's John Hines has more from Washington.
In an effort to reverse last year's widely criticized Bipartisan Budget Act, the Republican Study Committee, or RSC, the largest caucus of conservatives in the House, has now produced its own plan to balance the budget in about 8 years.
As RSC chairman, annually, our job every year for the last few decades has been to produce a budget, regardless of where the House comes out with the budget or not. It's one that balances in between 8 and 9 years. It's very fiscally responsible. It still even increases some of the different entitlements. It curves them back, but doesn't continue to spend in the mass condition that we're doing right now.
In other words, it uses conservative principles to reverse the unsustainable budget course the nation is on, says RSC Chairman Mark Walker, who would like to put it up for a vote before the full House soon.
So it's very important. We're trying to push that. We would even love to have it for a vote in the House. Last year's budget, RSC budget, received more votes than any other RSC budget in history. We believe it's reasonable.
An historic vote total last year, and perhaps under the RSC leadership, a nudge for Congress to act boldly this year, says Justin Bogie of the Heritage Foundation.
A Republican Study Committee budget would undo the increases that were passed just a couple of months back. We had this big budget deal that increased non-defense discretionary spending by almost $130 billion over 2 years. And so this would undo all of those increases and cut spending by over $12.4 trillion over the next decade. It would completely repeal Obamacare. Chairman Walker has shown really strong leadership in budget issues. He's the only person so far in Congress that has put out a budget resolution, even though we're past the deadline to do so. So I think his continued leadership on these issues will hopefully drive the rest of Congress to take action. It certainly challenges, I think, other conservatives in Congress to really go further.
Bogie adds that the House and Senate budget panels are unlikely to produce budget plans that cut spending this much or balance this quickly, if indeed they produce budget plans at all. John Hines, One America News, Washington.
We can use your help. Call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call today.